Hey there and welcome to the channel. Today we're discussing quick weight loss, the repercussions that come with it, and how you can lose weight in a healthy and sustainable way without wreaking havoc on your metabolism, without dieting, and without wreaking havoc on your hunger and fullness signals. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Katie. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and personal trainer. And here on the channel, we talk about how to fuel your body with mindfulness, intention, and confidence without restrictive dieting using functional nutrition. So welcome to the channel, and without further ado, let's get into today's Q&A question. Today's question comes from Matt B, and he says, a few years ago, I joined a gym called Camp. I signed up for their 6-week 20-pound challenge, having lost 30 pounds off my 264-pound start weight. After I stayed for another 10 weeks, ending up at 197 pounds, feeling better than I ever had. Due to various reasons, I left the gym and moved away, and because of falling into old and unhealthy living habits, I am now back up to 330 pounds. So to summarize, they went from having a 67-pound loss in 16 weeks, only to regain the weight to 330 pounds. I am pre-diabetic and looking to dodge that bullet and get it back to around 200 pounds. However, a lot of information I see calls drastic weight loss plans unhealthy. I've heard and read that a person's goal weight and what healthy weight are often not the same. Some say it can even be impossible for some to maintain their goal weight. I honestly don't know what to do, and the idea of being a fat comedic relief character the rest of my life is unbearable. The diet that I consist of is 3 snacks and 3 meals a day, snacks being protein shakes. Can I do a similar exercise and diet regimen while also building the healthy habits that I need to maintain my weight when I reach my goal, or am I shooting myself in the foot somehow? Okay, so first I want to say that is a wonderful question, and I can totally empathize with the position that you're put in. Oftentimes what's promoted in social media and even in the gyms that we go to are really extreme diets that get us where we want to be short term, but long term they kind of cause more problems than good. So you're not alone in this. In fact, so many people out there are in the exact same boat as you, so that is why I wanted to answer this question in detail. In the April 2007 issue of The American Psychologist, they share that people on diets usually lose around 5 to 10% of body weight within the first 6 months. But 66% of individuals following that low-calorie diet end up heavier 2 years later than they were before they started the diet. So again, you are not alone. This is a very common thing. Let's talk more about why that is. Many diets teach extreme restriction. So in the short term, sure, you are gonna see some results from that because you are in a calorie deficit. But what they miss out on is several things. First, diets tend to backfire because they often don't take into account our own personal preferences. So you've seen those diets out there that have like a catered meal plan of exactly what you should eat if you want to lose weight. But the problem with that is, what if you don't like chicken? What if you don't like this vegetable, but you like that vegetable, but this meal plan only includes the vegetable that you don't like? That is one of the things that gets in the way of us being able to sustain something long term, is that if we're only looking to a meal plan to follow, what are we gonna do if it's the holidays and we have totally different meal options available to us? Or we're out at a restaurant and we wanna eat the foods that we like, but we also wanna take in consideration our health. What do we do then? Can we eat all the foods, or do we just have to stick to the foods that we know through this generalized meal plan? If you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna stick to it long term. The next reason that restrictive diets often don't work is that they aren't actually teaching us how to eat healthy. I won't speak for all diets because of course there are probably some out there that do teach healthy habits alongside dietary changes, but a lot of times you'll see diets out there that are simply just shortcuts. They are not actually teaching you healthy things. So think of the smoothie detoxes or the juice cleanses. Think of the meal replacement diets or the diets that are full of meal replacement shakes like Octavia. I don't care enough to remember how to pronounce their name, because basically it's just eating 800 calories worth of their supplements and meal bars. But nonetheless, you've also seen the grapefruit diet. These are all things that aren't teaching a single gosh darn thing. They are literally just trying to spin a new way to be in a calorie deficit and be super incredibly miserable. Another reason diets fall short is that when we are in an extreme calorie deficit, and keyword here is extreme, not just a normal moderate calorie deficit, our metabolism can start to almost shut down to a creepy crawl because it is worried that you are literally not going to get enough food to fuel your metabolism. So your metabolism actually compensates and slows down to make sure that you are not just burning calories, because hypothetically in like a primal situation, or if you were actually out in the wild starving, it would be a good thing for your body to slow down its metabolism so you can have enough time to find food and replenish and nourish your body. When it comes to weight loss, that is one of the main reasons why being too extreme is not a good thing. And one of the final main reasons why extreme diets like this don't work is it also not only throws off your metabolism, it throws off your hunger and fullness signals. So the hormones that control when you feel motivated to eat or when you feel motivated to stop eating are going to get really screwed up if you are restricting long term. When your body is not getting enough energy wise, it is going to ramp up the hormones so you are actually motivated to go seek out more food. So you notice that you probably crave carbs more often when you don't get enough of them. This is for a reason, because your body is always trying to reach that homeostasis or that equilibrium. So all of that to say, you lost quite a bit of weight in that 16-week period. 67 pounds in 16 weeks is a pretty big jump. So I'm gonna guess that they were putting you in quite a calorie deficit where you were working out a ton and also not eating very much at all. Typically, what I would recommend for a moderate calorie deficit would be no more than 250 calories per day as a calorie deficit. And then you can, of course, add some exercise and activity to that to help boost your calorie deficit. So hypothetically, if you were exercising for 30 minutes to an hour a day, you might burn around 250 calories. And with a 250 calorie deficit from food, you'd be getting about a 500 calorie deficit. So you'd be losing 0.5 to 1 pound per week on average. Hey, back up from my coffee. Sit down, cutie. You are not wrong for wanting that weight loss, and I totally empathize with wanting to get there as fast as possible. But I imagine, based on what you shared with me, that it took some time to put on that weight that made you feel not so great. So taking the weight off is also gonna take time too, and that's just the way it is. I also just wanna give a shout out to you for not wanting to shoot yourself in the foot and kind of realizing where things went wrong. This shows that you are learning from the past and you are learning your way through some of the mistakes that just didn't work. And again, I don't think it's your fault whatsoever. I think it's something that often gets promoted by the oftentimes the extreme gym types or the people who really don't have that background in nutrition, trying to say, hey, like this is what can get you results really fast, and it makes them a lot of money to tell you that you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days versus, oh, you can be slow and sustainable with it. It's just not as cute and it's just not as marketable, unfortunately. Now, before we get into the next half of this video, I want to encourage you, if you are interested in fueling your body and your fitness goals using a mindful eating approach, so no calorie counting, no macro counting, I have a free masterclass on my 5 secrets of how to do so in the description below. Totally free, and you're absolutely gonna love it if you're a fitness lover that also wants to do it in a super sustainable way. So check that out and make sure to sign up to get it sent straight to your inbox. Also, let me know in the comment section below, what are some questions that you have for me that you want me to answer in the next nutrition check-in video? Without further ado, let's get back into today's question. So here is what I would do if I were in your shoes and trying to find that healthy and sustainable weight and get to that goal while not shooting yourself in the foot, figuratively. First and foremost, I would find what your actual calorie needs are. Not what the diet industry tells you, not what some random blog article tells you. What are your actual calorie needs based on your gender, based on your weight and height, and there are tons of calorie estimators out there that'll help you do this. One of my favorite ones is the Precision Nutrition one, and it is also totally free, so I will leave a link to it below, and I'll leave a link to a couple others as well. This is a great place to start to kind of figure out what your needs are. And then from there, I would subtract 250 calories from that maintenance calorie range and shoot for that goal as your calorie needs. And disclaimer, it's probably gonna feel like way more calories than you think you need, but trust me, you probably need a lot more than you've been taught, especially as an active person. And I know you mentioned doing HIIT workouts and different things like that. Yes, I am all for HIIT workouts. They are a great burner. I'm actually more of a fan of strength training than HIIT, but a mixture of both is going to be a really good thing for you. Anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week is great, but exercise without getting in enough calories is not going to reap you the muscle benefits, which is going to, again, shoot you in the foot in the long term if you're not getting your calorie needs. And hypothetically, if you are burning about 250 calories from exercise and 250 calories from your diet, then you are going to be in great shape for losing about 0.5 to 1 pound per week, which again is going to be that really healthy and sustainable sweet spot to help you lose weight in the long term. You also mentioned having 3 meals and 3 snacks per day. I think that's perfect. I would also look into how can I balance those meals out with carbs, fat, and protein, and how can I kind of shake up my snack routine. I think it's totally fine to have a protein shake for maybe one of those snacks, but how can you balance that protein out with something that's also going to fuel you energy-wise, like carbohydrates, or maybe some dietary fat to kind of make that a longer lasting meal. So for example, instead of having just a protein shake, you could have a protein smoothie with fruit and peanut butter and protein powder. That would be a really great option to kind of make that into a more well-rounded snack that'll help keep you full, and also it'll help tame that mouth hunger that you probably will get from not getting enough variety in your diet if you're just having the protein shakes. Now, we could probably talk about this topic all day long, so make sure if I missed anything, let me know in the comment section below. I have a lot of thoughts, but I don't want to make this video excessively long, so let me know in the comment section below if you have any other follow-up questions for me, or if you have a new question that you'd like to answer in the next nutrition checkup series. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to leave another Q&A of mine up on the screen so you can click through and check out that video now. And I also have tons of free resources in the description below if you want to learn how you can work with me either through my mindful eating nutrition program or through some of my exercise bundles. Check it out in the description and comment below what question do you want me to answer in the next nutrition checkup. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.